Okay. Are we there? We arrived? Are the streams going? What are my lurks? Oh, you crashed. Okay. Fixed. Good, good. Take care of our people. And you? Good, good. Very good. And you're pulled up. And you're pulled up. And you're now live. Damn it. Oh. And are you live? No. Good, but too many tabs. Too many tabs! We gotta rein it in, you guys. We gotta rein it in. Too many tab. Too many tab. Okay. Wow. Seriously, y'all. Why? Okay. I mean, it's a Friday night. I get it. I guess I get it. I guess I understand. But also, I see several people who are like, damn, I really need this relationship stuff. I really need this advice. I really need this counsel. I really need to understand this relationship stuff because I'm going through it. And you're live right now. So you're not listening. Oh my word. Kinda crazy. Kinda crazy. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Oh, hi. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? Greetings, salutations, all. Very good to see you. Very good to see you indeed. How the heck are you? How's you guys doing? I gotta refresh this page. This page is not loading correctly. It's not load correct. No, it is not load correct. Ready, set, play. Ready, set, do better. That's the question. Why aren't you doing better? Come on now, do better, do better. Okay. Whatever. I guess it's just gonna have to take its sweet time, and it's just gonna load how it wants to load, when it wants to load, mind of its own. I don't know. I don't know. Refresh. Refresh. Remember, you can't refresh without Not without a little bit of Arm. I wonder why that's not loading. I wonder why. I wonder why. It's pushing correctly there. It's not pushing correctly there. Herm. Oh, there it goes. It's just taking its sweet time, I guess. Taking its sweet time. Just needed to refresh the page 4 times. There it goes. 4 times. 4th time's the charm. Or something, I guess. I don't know, science. It's some sort of math conundrum. Listen. Never claimed to be a mathematician. Villagers indeed. That's precisely what it was. Do you speak villager, silly? Do you speak villager? It's good to see you. Well, come on in. Welcome, welcome. All right. Why isn't my combined chat working? That's my question. I think it's because I need to refresh this page. Let's try again. There it goes. Yep, Twitch is just being weird. What is it y'all tell me all the time? Twitch be twitching. Twitch be twitching. Or my combined chat is working again. My goodness gracious. Just means I gotta catch up everywhere. It's madness. Mel is here. Hi, Mel. Hello. How bright is in the house? Hello. Duckling is here. Hi. Trotsky is here. That gem, that doll, that gentleman, that fine fella. Crazy. Also, thank you for the follows. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. Montana Misfit and Mrs. Montana Misfit. I appreciate you both. Means an awful heckin' lot over there in Rumble Land. I aim to earn it. Yes, I do. Aim to earn it. It means an awful heckin' lot. You heard me say that earlier, but boy howdy. I hope you guys were able to figure out how to change the color of your name. I hope you found the place okay. I hope you found it okay. Oh, welcome on in, gang. It's a very good pleasure indeed to see you. There's Loose. How you doing, Loose? I've been summoned. Oh, a Loose ghost. Oh my gosh. A Loose. I will draw the pentagrams to summon more geese if needed. Oh my gosh. The silliest of gooses, because Silly is here too. It's all coming apart, you guys. At the seams it is. At the seams. Squirrel is here, getting cooked. Yeah, getting cooked up in Canada. It's true. Up there in the heat with the smoke. It's kind of crazy. But I'm not one to talk. We're here right next door neighbors to California. The worst neighbors. California is the worst neighbors. And you know what the worst part about that is? They don't give a rip. California just despises everyone else. California is just like, don't care that they ruin everybody else's day. They're so like, oh, the peasants don't like it. Ooh. Oh, holy cannoli. What is that? Trotsky? Oh, you troublemaker. You rabble-rouser. You. 5 reasons before the series starts. Holy, my dude. Don't you do enough? Sir. Before I get to a proper drink to raise to you, I'll sip on some water, some high quality H2O. Thank you for the gifted, sir. Jeez, golly, we get to be here, you guys. We get to be here. We get to keep it on, doing all the stuff that we doing. We get to do all that stuff because of the likes of Trotsky, or the troublemaker. The troublemaker indeed. Goodness me, goodness my, I'm grateful indeed. What the? But hello? Wait, did that?
Dancing on the string held by all those big shots.
Did that fire off twice? Are my commands broken? Or did you do it twice? Tell me you didn't do it twice. Tell me, I need to hear these words. I got 2 notifications. No, it's pinned to the top.
I don't know. Take care of my family. Be a fool. Dancing on the string held by all those.
My guy. Listen, I can't even. We're just. I never asked him to blindly follow. I understand keeping your follows clean, but I'd be grateful if you guys do a vibe check on Trotsky. He's on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube. He's in all the places. He's swell as hell. If you haven't met him, you should make a point of meeting him during the festa. Trotsky, are you going to be there for the festa? You guys, that's on the 7th and 8th. Coming up. It's like 3 weeks. The 7th and 8th of August. It's a Friday, Saturday. They run all day. I hope that you guys will join. I hope you guys will come and put some faces to names. Make some friends. Meet some people. Come and say a little, hey, how are ya? Because if Trotsky's there, you guys should meet Trotsky. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. Man. Man, oh man. I'm perennially behind on chat, and this man's comes over here tipping hats and just being a gem. Unbelievable. Pretty good. I do not speak the language of my prey. Oh my word. Have you arrived? I've arrived. I've tried to arrive. Thank you for calling out Trotsky, Mel. I appreciate you very much. I see a disappointment pack thrown in there. Okay, I got you. We're going. Flying. Toto! Oh my god, I think I'm in the wrong place. Looking for class 101. That was the last one. That was the last one, Kodo. Wait a minute, weren't you here for that? I'm pretty sure you were here for that. Are you doing a silly? Are you doing a for funsies? Is that, hello, police? Are you work? Are you police? Hello? Goodness me. Yeah, last time we did 101, you guys. Now we're doing 102. It's the continuation. It's very good. Okay. Allegedly. Thought it was just me. Then the villagers were rumbling too. They were, villagers able to speak. I'm not butchering them quickly enough. Dang, don't eat those. They're mostly made of plastic. Crazy. Forever chemicals, etc. Doc is here! Oh, hello, Doctor! Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you indeed. How's your week ground out, sir? Ugh. Why am I noticing so itchy? You okay? Thank you for calling out the good Dr. Mel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We'll take all the blame for that. There's a failure on my part, obviously. Do not scapegoat the blame onto the victim. Yeah. Also from hell. Yeah, the heat and smokers. Good for the meats. Oh, my word. I admire California's audacity. Oh, I appreciate the distance between California and myself, though. Yeah. Yeah, ridiculous. Okay, what is happening? What is happening over here? Hang on. I gotta like mute this tab. I don't know what is taking place. Something is just absolutely blowing up over in my side chat, and that is unacceptable. Can't have it. Gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of it. I don't know. Do it. Gang, if you guys don't have a sub on Rumble, now is a perfectly good opportunity to say something in Rumble chat. I'd also be grateful if you guys would say something in Rumble chat if you haven't yet in the month of July, because we're like halfway through the month now, and I am not, at this rate, I am not going to get to the unique chatters. I'm not going to get to the unique chatters on Rumble to stay in the partner program. For those of you who didn't hear, Rumble added they really upped the ante for those of us in the creator program, partnered on Rumble, in order to stay partnered on Rumble. They raised the bar, okay? Now, we hit most of the metrics handily. Thank you guys for that. But all of you diehards combined, all of you were like, I'm going to watch videos, I'm going to be there for premieres, I'm going to watch the pull up an extra tab. All of you guys who do all that stuff are not, there aren't 75 of you. And in order to stay in the partner program, we have to have 75 unique chatters for the month. That's all. Not every stream, not even every week, just in the month, each month. So this is the first month that they've done this, and now here in July, I want to say we're at 46 out of 75. So need 29 if my math is right. 29 more unique chatters during any of the Rumble streams before the month is out, or I lose my partner status and all of my income. So yeah, that's kind of nuts. So I'm grateful to all of you who have gone through the hassle of pulling up that extra tab and everything. And yeah, say something in chat, and you'll get a sub out of it for your trouble, because Trotsky's a gentleman and he's throwing subs around. So just say something in Rumble chat and you get one of them subs. Okay? What a freaking gem! Unbelievable. Oh, look, a bird! Yeah, Mel. I thought I saw that. I thought I saw it. Cannot tell a lie, I swear. He did it, Twitch. Who did twice? Who did? Oh, my word. Tyr is here. Oh, hello, sir. Wire zombie. You're doing great. I don't need it. Listen, Mel, it wants to give it to you anyways. Too much troublemaking. It's true. He do be making trouble. Mind! It's good to see you, Mind. Welcome on in. Creep! How can you sit there in a suit when it's so hot out and sit in the hospital trying not to catch fire? You're back in the hospital, Creep? Why are you back in the hospital? Creep, when you were in the hospital the first time, I said to you, are you going to listen to the doctors and make a whole bunch of lifestyle changes so that you don't end up back in the hospital? And you said, oh yeah, I'm not going to be one of those dudes who's like, oh, thanks, doc, you've given me a second lease on life, and then I'm going to go right back to my old way of living. You said that wasn't going to be you, Creep. Tell me. I mean, I hope that this isn't some, like, crazy anomaly that everything's falling apart. But tell me, you didn't fib to my face. Tell me, I need to hear these words, that you didn't revert to old habits and lifestyle and end up back in the hospital because of it. Creep? First of all, I'm glad to see you. First of all. Second of all, I need a drink. Crazy. I will be able to join after work. Oh, because I've been able to do that this whole week. Hell yeah, dude! I'm excited, Trotsky. I'm excited for the Festa, you guys. They're always fun. There's also another small event going on along with the Festa. It's true. Squirrel has a very special running during the Festa, you guys. He'll have a promo running, and you'll need to show up to find out about it. Yes, twice. Rip my English. Rip indeed! My guy, the rascal sucks. Yes, it does. It's a terrible weapon, and it shouldn't be in the game. This week has 2 terrible weapons. for 2 terrible trials. Yes, it's pretty awful. I'm never funny. Are you sure, Kodo? Are you sure about that? Got a lot of productive work done this week. Oh, good, good, good. Very good. Gail is here with the lurk. Thank you, Gail. I appreciate you very much indeed. Hang on. Gail. Ha! Gotcha. Hell yeah, we called out Gail. We called out Gail. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, how am I this far behind on chat? I mean, let's not kid ourselves. We know why I'm this far behind on chat, but still! 2 others that I know of, one of which is a wedding. Oh, that's right, we've also got the wedding going on. There's a handful of things going on during the festa. It's very fun. Something if you haven't said in the month of July there. Thank you, Duckling. I appreciate you. +1. Appreciate you, Silly. I appreciate it means an awful lot. Means an awful lot. Thank you, Doc, for leaving a link. It means a lot. But hey, they might have raised the bar, but we can also upload vids in Rumble Studio now. Crazy. Yeah, is that, did you poke around here? Is that really all it was? Is that you could just do it from Studio now? Because I was like, what is the difference? I didn't even... I swear. Does it change anything? I don't know. I don't know if you got to mess with it at all. Bruce! Hello, Bruce! That's what she said? Oh, my word! Bruce, how the heck are you? How the time zones treating you? How's 2026 treating you, Bruce? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Get that sub. Yeah, you just gotta say something in chat and get it. Pick on. It's true. Really? I was sure you would have had it at least 60 by now. Yeah, no, I'm at 46. 46. Hello, sir. Hope you're having a good Friday. Wow, Mind over in YouTube land too? Thank you, Mind. Thank you. Chest pains from the heat wave. Okay, unrelated then. Heart decided my enzyme that says your heart is having a heart attack was a little elevated. Been in for observation. Okay. Well. Listen, creep. I'm hyperprotective. Because I'm not done being your friend yet. I'm not done. I'm not over it yet, okay? So, I'm just, I'm a little salty at the prospect, is all. So, forgive my sass. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. Oh, hell yeah. Silly got one. Let's get after it, baby. Hell yeah. Silly, I appreciate you, sir. Yes, I do. Also, that was pretty funny seeing you in Boom's chat earlier. Zacchaeus is here. Good to see you, my friend. I hope that you're doing well. This gentleman, all over the interwebs. What a guy. What a guy, that Zacchaeus fella. You guys are going to be seeing more of him. He's on the up and up. It's true. Haven't checked it out yet, but it seems silly. Yeah, that's why I didn't get to poke around with it much here. Maybe it's amazing. Who knows? Time zones are never nice. You know what? You make a lot of good points, Bruce. You make a lot of good points. Time zones are kind of brutal. I was just talking to Dolly about this earlier because, like, when she woke up yesterday, when she finally woke up for the day, it was time for me to go to bed, and it was like, well, that's rough. Hale! Holy Hale! It's good to have you back, sir. It's good to have you back. Glad that you're on this side of the daisies. Like I just said to Creep, Hale, although I've known you much longer. Ain't done being your friend yet. Hale, where are you? Where in the world is Hale San Diego? Wherefore art thou? Art thou traveling? Are you home? Does home mean somewhere different now? I don't know what's going on. Hale, no matter what, I'm glad to see you. Glad you're here. Jeez. Intra's here. Hi, Intra. Hello. Thank you for the word of encouragement. I appreciate you very much. Yes, hammering away at the keyboard is the short answer. That I didn't get to handle a lot of correspondences, you guys, last handful of days. I have just been slamming, trying to get work done. So thank you guys for your patience. Sorry I haven't got back to most of you. There were some critical things that I didn't get back to either. So, yep, kind of a lot going on. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts. So, Intra, I hope that you're well. Hype indeed. That gentleman. If Death wants to... if he wants... Oh, my word. He'll have to use a tactical nuke and send every United States Marine after me. That's a lot of Marines, I gotta say. It's a lot of Marines. And you know what? They're busy. Looked at it. All they did was copy-paste the upload button. What? Then why did you read the same thing I read, Tier, right? Like, they made such a big fuss about it. It was all like, that was the past. This is the future. Like, you read the same thing I did. there must be something, right? We're talking about Rumble sent out a message, you guys. So Tyr and I, like, I sent it to him today, like, and it was, if it's a big nothing burger, that's frustrating. I don't know. I like time zones. Kodo, my word. Just trying to be a contrarian. I can feel it. I can feel it in my knees. I'm in the gym right now, so this is all I could access. I appreciate you, Hale. I appreciate you popping in, even whilst in the gym. It's not wherefore. We've been over this before, Gus. Yes, yes, but it's for funsies. Oh, hell yeah, Zacchaeus got one. Let's go. But also, how am I wearing a suit? Oh, the answer is I'm only wearing a 2-piece suit. I experimented with a vest. I was wearing a 3-piece, and then I was like, this is awfully toast. So, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We ditched the... Actually, it's funny. Between the time I hit start stream and by the time my camera, like, popped up, yeah, I ditched the vest. Like, in that time, I was like, get this off of me. And so, yeah, here we are. With a 2-piece. That's how. That's how we're staying cool. But also, the weather here is not bad in Reno. Air is clear. There's currently no fires, or there's a bunch of fires, but no smoke anywhere near us, which is pretty great. No fires near us. And that's pretty cool. So, yeah, it rained a handful of days ago. It's been pretty chilly. Like it a lot. Gotta say, Reno, Nevada, you guys, it's a pretty swell place. Pretty swell. So, yeah, we're kind of vibing. I think the high today was like 90. I don't love that, not at all. Don't get me wrong. We've got air conditioning because we live in the first world, but, yeah, it's totally bearable. Totally bearable. And great words of encouragement. Still funny. Thank you, Mel. Zen is here. Thank you for the lurk, my dude. This legend. This dude's helping me out in a big way, you guys. I talked about it before, but Zen is being an absolute legend for me in Ark. What a gem. Words of great encouragement. Leg day. About ready to fall down the stairs out of the gym. Yeah, that was me the other day, Hale. I was sore for days. I want to say... Yeah, I sat down during the CNRs and everybody's like, are you okay, man? I was like, no, I'm dying. I did this to myself, though. I'm overheating in a t-shirt. So yeah, suit is a no. Sorry to hear it, Bruce. Sorry to hear it. My goodness, my skies are smoked. Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of y'all are living in the smoke. That's pretty typical of us. That happens quite a lot around these parts. But so far, not bad. We've only had one night so far this year where we had to keep the windows closed. But that fire got put out pretty quick. We got some miracle rain that showed up out of absolutely nowhere, and just dumped buckets and buckets of water, and put out the fire that very evening. It doubled in size the day before from 60-something hundred acres to 12,000 acres, some such. And it was like, oh boy! And then like rain, and it was like, Hot Bride and I were on a quick little walk, cute little walk. We went down the street, went to this nearby park thing, and it was like. It is awfully cloudy, and the wind is picking up, and is that rain coming our direction? And then the wall of rain reached us, and it was like, we should head back. And it's like the lightning and the thunder really started hammering, and it's like, we should be in of doors. And then we got absolutely soaked. Yeah, we had a handful of blocks to get home. We got soaked for every one of those blocks. So I got home, I had to dry out our clothes and all that jazz. But that rain then continued on up north and wiped out that fire. So, just saying, why all smoking? Yeah, exactly, Kodo. Tell them. Now, we'll be back after I'm done if you're still streaming. Maybe, Hale, maybe. This is going to be a short one. I'm going to be getting after it as soon as we pour a drink here, and it's going to be a fairly short lecture. We're going to be flying. We're going to be flying. Canada's just smudging all the ugly out of the world. Smoking kills, don't you know? Yeah, Kodo. Mouse, hi, Mouse. Hello, hello. Mouse. Haha. Thank you for lurk. Means an awful lot. Hell yeah, Randy got one. Dude, Trotsky is just hooking people up. This mad lad. Thank you, Trotsky. Also, Randy, it's good to see you. Welcome on and welcome. I ended up playing Dune with CG earlier when you stopped by and the stream had 17,000 viewers. I think we owe it all to you. I'm going to go ahead and hit X to doubt, not the viewership, that I had anything to do with it whatsoever, Randy. That's awfully fun, though. She must have landed on the front page. Hey, it's CJ's. Well, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, and she shall appear. The she-devil. Sorry, that's the one. Speak of the she-devil. How are you, CG? How's you? You had a long stream. You were at it for a long heckin' time. I gotta say, I have also appreciated the evening streams. Yes, I have. I know that's like late for you guys, because you're over on the other coast. But it's been nice. It makes it really easy for me to catch your entire stream, because when you start, you know, as early as you guys usually do, I'm asleep. And so I don't get to catch those streams. I can't refresh a page before I'm at it. So I always miss the first bunch of your stream, and I always feel bad. I want you to have my bandwidth. So I love the ones in the evenings. Selfishly, I do want to give you all that bandwidth, but I hope it was a good time. So you hit the front page, I assume. That's what I've done that twice. I want to say we did that twice. I was playing Minecraft for one of them, and I was on the front page, and I'm like, why do I have 4,000 viewers? Why? So thank you guys, everybody who, by the way, who shares around the stream, who says something in chat, who likes the video, because you can like the video on there. All that engagement, that is what decides whether or not you get pushed to the front page. Rumble be looking for people to promo. So thank you guys. Thank you for making that happen, and thanks for pushing CG there. She's swell as hell, so we like it. It was a little scary. It was a bit scary, yeah. Hot Bride's not wrong. That downpour was, it was a bit fast and furious. It was pretty fun. But I got a great meme out of it. Very much. Aw, Mouse over there with a second. Thank you for another lurk, you gem. Thank you, CJ number 4. Appreciate it. And CG got a sub. Let's go. Back alley deal with Trotsky. That's. Listen. If you're gonna have a back alley deal with anybody, it should be Trotsky. That's the one. Man. Meow. Meow indeed. Okay, so, gang. Tonight's a big one. Tonight's an important one. We gotta get a drink going before we kick this thing off, okay? We got some ground to cover, and I'm gonna be scooting once we get after it. Hell yeah. CJ number 4 picked one up. We love to see it. So,
And I refuse to be a fool.
gang.
Dancing on the string held by all those
All that's true.
big shots.
If you're new around these parts, you're new to Gus Talks, what we get up to on Friday nights, it may be news to you, but there are 3, dang, words are hard and so are numbers, 3 ingredients, what comprise 3 endemic, as it were, to an ideal talk. Some of the seriousness around these parts. The first of which is good drink. And so I will be having some High West Campfire tonight. Campfire is a desired one that disappears from shelves rather quickly. So we're going to be getting to some Campfire here. So I'm going to be having that. By all means, let me know in chat what it is you are partaking of for element number 1, good drink. It needn't be alcoholic. It can be water. It can be tea. It can be, I don't know, sparkling something around it. Let me know in chat what it is you are partaking of for element number 1. And we will get after that. We're going to pour a healthy little pour here. That I don't need to share with anyone. Yes. And then, element number 2, Shigar, good smoke. No cigar tonight. Again, the logistics forbid me from doing so right now. One of these days, we're going to get that squared away again. It's going to be a lovely day, and we're going to all rejoice and jump around. Except for me, because I'm in a suit, and I won't be doing any jumping. But, element number 3, good company. Dear friends, this is where each week I come empty-handed. I must solely lean on you. Lean on me. And I am, good company. Good company. Where would I be this eve without you, without your like, without your being a part of this thing? Well, just talking to myself as usual. Or the walls that will listen. Or the birds. You know, the birds. The birds. So, it is to you, that remarkable caliber of human, with whom I am privileged to do life, that I would choose of all the places one could spend a Friday eve, and of all the things one could spend that time doing. It means an awful heckin' lot that such as yourselves would choose to spend that time here. Engaged in something weighty. Something potentially difficult. It's to you, that fine caliber, that I raise my first glass of the evening. Cheers. Campfire's yummy. Campfire's yummy. When people told me that it was peated, though, I was expecting peated. You know what I'm saying? Like any of the good boys back here. It's slightly smoky. I suppose you could say it's slightly smoky, but it's not. It's not at all compared to an actual like peated Scotch, an actual Islay Scotch. I mean, it's a bourbon after all, but still, it's supposed to be peated. I don't know if they know what that means, where they got after it. I don't know if they know the meaning of the word, but here we are. Here we are. Okay. Gotta change some settings here because we gotta lock down, you guys. We gotta lock down. You guys know that as much as I love being rated and all of those things, and it means an awful heckin' lot, all of you who do that, all of you who want to entrust your platform and your people to little old me, which I always attempt to steward well, you know this, on Friday nights, it makes it very incongruous, very difficult for me to do because we're often talking about rather weighty things, as I previously mentioned, heavier subjects, and it is very jarring often when someone wants to come in with the hype of a raid, because we're suckers for raids. Raids are freaking great. But makes it very difficult to switch gears, very jarring to switch gears from the seriousness to the silliness. And so I disable raids on Friday nights, and I have just done so. The doors are closed off to raids. Again, thank you to everybody who had a mind to raid this evening. They've now been disabled on Rumble and on Twitch, and nobody uses YouTube anyway, so I don't need to worry about it. And we're gonna jump on in to the stuff and the things. Let me make sure, is this the right banner? Is this the right banner? That's the one. Okay. That's how you know things are locked down. That's how you know we're getting up to some serious business. As usual, gang, I'm going to be missing chat once I launch into this thing. The Relationships Masterclass, because I gotta hold forth or we'll never get through this. My old talks back in the day were like 6 hours long. It's because I just got derailed by every single word of chat. And so, now it's concise, it's ready to go, properly formatted lecture, and we're going to deliver something that will hopefully be of benefit and a blessing to all of you and your families and all the people in your lives. It is to be hoped. It is certainly the aim, is to create something worthy of you. You are each worth my very best, and I here hope to deliver on that. Mel with a disappointment pack. Oh my gosh. Alright. Don't bother redeeming them for the rest of the night, y'all. I'm not gonna see them. Not gonna see them. Hoy. Okay. Let's see. Whether it's a good smoke is debatable. That's funny, Squirrel. I should have said something like, element number 2, well, you guys have got that covered. Damn it, Squirrel, that's funny. That's funny. Man, oh man. Are we finding the right drink? Oh, H2O. Oh, yeah, we could do that. LaCroix. LaCroix. Yeah, watermelon. A watermelon inside a watermelon. That's crazy. Okay, I got you, Doc. Bruce has got Mountain Dew. Oh my gosh, like a spider monkey. Very exciting. Lime sparkling water. My bride's got a lime sparkling water. Very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Birds, as in ladies. Like ladybird. Ladybird. Coffee and cannabis. We've got coffee in the house. Very good. Very good. Or government drones. Don't know what you're talking about, Kodo. Don't know what you're talking about. No, are not digestible. That is a matter of some debate, Luce. And I'm going to put you in touch with a gentleman here in the chat named Silly. You'll want to talk to Silly Moss about that, okay? Whether or not government drones are digestible. Silly is our subject matter expert in this particular case. And so I can't speak to the technicalities of it. I lack the expertise. I lack the... I'm not particularly knowledgeable in this area, but it pays to know people. You know what I'm saying? I am benefited massively from knowing your like, and all of you guys with such varied and diverse backgrounds. So, yeah, I refer you and to Silly and defer to his expertise on this matter. Yeah, he's, yeah, if something is inedible... I don't know why. I didn't expect that was way funnier than I expected. Oh my gosh. Stop the sillies. Apologies. Yeah. We're all in it right now. We'll lock it down. We're trying to knock some stuff out before you got in the thick of it. In the thick of it, you am sat. I thought of earlier when you like posed, you were like, Co's blankets. And then I pictured you saying, but no blankets, because he's hot. Zacchaeus is here. We're locked in. Okay. You're not a disappointment, Pac-Mel. Oh, my word. Is time go? Statement. Correct. Am a disappointment palette. Oh, my gosh. I swear. To devour the evidence is to become great. I am proficient in AOL. Dude! Oh, my God. Caleb's here. It's good to see you. Finally got down to start unpacking. Glad to have you in, my friend. Glad to catch you before I lock things down. Am I mistaken that one requires a gizzard to fully consume a government drone? Acquire a gizzard. Oh my gosh. Balik! Hey, wait. No, wait. I already asked this. Didn't I already ask this? Balik, Balek. It's like Dalek. I feel like I asked this and then I was supposed to commit it to memory. Balik, I'm so sorry. I think it's Balik. It's Balik, I think. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Jeez. Okay, this is where I hide behind. This is where I hide behind my lecture now. This is where I run away and stop reading chat because I'm just gonna embarrass myself. I want what you're drinking. It's yummy. It's yummy. It's not for the price. There's a handful of other pours that I would get, CG, for the campfire. There's a handful of things I would get for the price over this. But it's not hateful, not at all. And I think I'm probably in the minority there. I think the vast majority of people who partake of any sort of whiskey would enjoy the campfire more than, say, a Port Charlotte. And they're roughly equal in price. But I'm partial to the, like, heavily peated scotches. So I know that I'm in the minority of whiskey drinkers there. So... Campfire's good, and I use their flagship. High West has a flagship bourbon, and I use that in mixing. It's fine on its own, but it's also a good mixer. So. Okay, what'd you think of the Rocketeer whiskey? I thought it was very pretty. I didn't order it, Caleb. I didn't order it. I don't have the money, I'm afraid, for fancy things. I'm kind of... It's also why I haven't had cigars in a while. That's all sort of out of my budget right now. We're pretty tight. On things. So yeah, I'm gonna be working through my current collection of everything for a long time. I'm going to nurse what all we have without getting anything new. We haven't made purchases in a while. So yeah, we're... Yep. Had it right the first time. Balek, thank you. Wait, I said say it wasn't Dalek, Balek. Is it like Doctor Who or is it Balek? I swear. It's good to see you. I'm glad I didn't clarify that. Government drones, I meant birds. Yeah, no, absolutely, Godo. Absolutely. I love when people call someone drones. That's hysterical to me, actually. Derogatory term for somebody who just goes through the motions, same motions, day after day after day after day after day. It cracks me up. All right, gang, we're going to get into it. The Relationships Masterclass. This is a terribly important... bit of work that we are here embarked on, y'all. This is something that we started months ago now. The point of this project is to cover life's seasons relationally, from singleness to marriage and all the mess in between, okay? We spent a very long time on singleness, much to the chagrin of many, because many folk out there, I just want to talk about dating, Gus. I just want to get into the dating world. I just want to talk about this. Maybe I want to hear some tips and tricks for marriage, how to improve my existing marriage and all that jazz. Well, the answers to those questions are grounded in the singleness season. The answers to why one's marriage probably ain't looking so hot is probably to do with one's understanding, or lack thereof, of the season of singleness, what it's for, what it's purposed with. So yes, we spent an awful lot of time talking about singleness, okay? And it is not to be missed It is absolutely essential as a foundation to what all follows. We talked about that too, explicitly. But now, we're in dating, okay? We've moved on into dating. We had a couple weeks off there, break for some family visiting and the 4th of July and all that. So I'm grateful for your guys' patience, and we will here now continue. We will here now continue in this. Tonight is Dating 102. This is our second night of the dating portion of this. If you missed the previous ones, again, I encourage you guys to give those things a look-see. The VODs are up. They're still up on Rumble. They're available to all. And the earliest ones of the Relationships Masterclass will have fallen off of Twitch by now. They are all archived on Rumble. Technically, they're also on YouTube, I believe. I'm not sure about that. I need to double check that. But they are on Rumble. So you can find the Masterclass there and give them a look. I hope that you will. They are intended to be a little bit shorter than my usual streams. I know we've been late getting into this, but I was very excited to see all of you guys, and it was very fun to chat with you for a while. We will be continuing with the just chatting type stuff tomorrow morning, Saturday. Oh, yeah, Balik's got it.
Take care of my family. And I refuse.
Look at all these freaking people picking up gifted subs. Hell yeah, Trotsky. Hell yeah.
Big shots.
Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time, we're gonna have a just chatting session, get to hang out and chit chat about all the stuff, all the things. Tomorrow evening, I will be streaming as normal, continuing in Doom, the latest of the patron round of anything but Apex, anything but Arc type titles. And so I'm looking forward to all that jazz. But in the meantime, here we are with the Guts Talk. Here we are with some of the seriousness. And so I hope that you're all ready. We're gonna dive on in to dating. Part 2. Specifically, tonight, we get to talk about who to date. Who to date. So, in the last installment, in the last video, we talked about what dating even is, okay? And for some of you, that was a confusing thing for me to bring up. So I know what dating is, Gus. What are we even talking about here? What dating? Everybody knows what dating is. I disagree. And a shared vocabulary, agreeing on terms, is kind of important before we're to discuss anything of value, anything of depth. Certainly things that are in any ways controversial. We must needs agree on definitions. And so we did that last week. Or we did that in the previous video. Dating 101. We talked about what dating is, what it means, what it's for. And I told you then, excuse me, I told you then that dating is purposed with evaluation. Evaluation. I defined it as the process of continually putting oneself in proximity to another for the purpose of evaluating them. Okay? Let me say it again. The process of continually putting oneself in proximity to another for the purpose of evaluating them. Okay? What are we evaluating? Whether or not this person is pursuing the same things as you, has similar goals or dreams to you, and therefore, whether or not they're the right person to lock arms with for the rest of your days. That's what we're after. That's what we're evaluating. That's what we're figuring out. And once we locked in what dating is, we talked a bunch about what it's not. Okay? Specifically, we talked about how and why the modern consumer mentality of dating is wrong. And not just wrong, not helpful. In fact, in many cases, destructive. Destructive toward persons and destructive toward one's ends. One says, I desire this thing out of dating. I hope to achieve this thing. Well, the modern consumer mindset sabotages those efforts. Those very efforts that it purports to get you to, it sabotages them. Okay? The consumer mentality with dating is wrong, both practically and morally. And I listed then for you all the reasons why following that path, the path that all modern influencers and Western culture generally tell you is the right path, why those will actually lead you to a life of misery and dying alone. So, to reiterate, pardon me. To reiterate, there are best practices that have existed since the dawn of time, and the contrarian feminist in the podcast you're listening to doesn't know better than literal millennia of empirical data and success stories. Okay? Civilization literally exists because these best practices were widely embraced and abided, and it will cease to exist if they are ignored, as the podcasters and celebrities would have you do. And I mean, they actually make no bones about that being a desirable thing in their mind, the end of civilization. But that's a whole other talk. So we're just going to keep on keeping on. Back to happy and healthy relationships and how to get them and have that with somebody who loves you and cares about you. Okay, we're going to back to that. All right. We talked a lot about what you don't want in a prospective partner. Tonight, let's talk about what you do want. What you're looking for in a romantic prospect are the 3 C's. Okay? Not C's as in oceans, C as in the letter C. ABC. Okay? The 3 C's. Cause, character, and chemistry. Okay? The 3 C's. Cause, character, and chemistry. Who to date? These will inform that. Number 1, cause. We're gonna be flying. We're gonna be schmooving through this. I told you guys I want to get you out of here in a reasonable amount of time, and we're gonna be scooting. So sit tight, buckle up. We're flying. Number 1, cause. And incidentally, I debated having this one, the first of these C's, be convictions, but cause rolls off the tongue a little bit easier. Regardless, the two are here interchangeable, okay? Your convictions will inform what cause you chase. So the two work equally well, okay? But I digress. As we've already mentioned earlier in the series, and before all else, we need to look for someone who's working toward the same cause as us, okay? Someone who's looking toward the same cause as you. Grounded in convictions, okay? Your why. Why do things? Why pursue things? Why get out of bed in the morning? Your why and their why need to be the same. Before all else, this needs to be in alignment between the twos of you, okay? And I'm going to keep repeating this dead horse until the morale improves, but this is why the singleness portion of this series is all important. As I said in the previous talk, if you haven't gotten your worldview sorted out, you're not ready to seriously date. You're not done with the season of singleness yet, or it's not done with you. Because if you don't have answers to what you think life is for, what it's about, then you can't know what kind of person to join lives with. You must have your life's why in order before you can be any good to anyone. And when it comes to finding marriage material in another, literally nothing else matters. Unless y'all agree on this. Why do I hear a doorbell? Who the actual hell could be ringing our doorbell? I swear, if I have to shoot someone in the middle of a lecture, well, I don't want to. I'm just gonna ignore that. When it comes to finding marriage material in another, literally nothing else matters unless y'all agree on this sort of stuff, okay? On the big stuff, the big issues. And I can actually make this real simple for you. I have a surefire method to get at the heart of this. A shortcut, as it were, to get after the point of the singleness stuff and all the rest of the weighty business. I have a question, a test, as it were. When I say the word God with a capital G, what takes place in your brain? What comes to mind? What thoughts or feelings do you have? That right there. That thing that just happened in your head, in your heart. That's the most important thing about you. That sounds like hyperbole, I know, but it's not. And this isn't necessarily a religious thing either. Let me explain. This isn't some test for folks who subscribe to a particular worldview, okay? This little test that I've just put to you, regardless of your background, upbringing, or current beliefs, whatever, okay, will bring to the fore the root of you. One needn't, and I'm not going to, attach a name or credential to the specifics. Don't bother with words like Hindu or Baha'i or atheist or Christian, okay? Doing so will only muddy the waters for what we are here now after, okay? Stick with me. Stick with me here. I say the word God. Again with a capital G, yeah? What happens in your head and in your heart when you hear that word is the most important thing about you, because those thoughts and feelings will inform everything you do everywhere else in your life. Everything in your life is informed by the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and reaction that you had when you heard that. When you hear the word, when you hear the name, when you hear the title, God, capital G. That reaction informs everything else. Who you think runs the show, as it were, in this world will inform what you value, including what you think of yourself and what you think of others. Allow me to illustrate. If, for instance, you hear God and think wishful thinking for dumb people, okay, and that's some of you, it will inform what direction you go in your life and what you believe is worth pursuing with your finite amount of time. Right? Okay? If, on the other hand, you hear God and think, my creator and king, to whom I owe my allegiance, that will inform an entirely different set of priorities and values. Do you see it? Say your thoughts and feelings were something approximating the first response, okay? That God is a fanciful notion for imaginative but naive people. Yeah? Okay. That belief will inform what you do with your time, your energy, your money. It will inform, again, what you think is valuable in life, what you believe is worth pursuing. It will inform what you perceive to be life's greatest conceivable good. And if you're committed to the idea that life is about maximizing personal pleasure and minimizing personal pain, right? Okay. For instance, why on earth would you consider linking arms in marriage with someone who thinks otherwise? With someone who thinks differently? You'd be wasting your time. You'd be wasting both of y'all's time. Do you see it? I have given this a lot of thought over the past decade, and no other question, no other test gets at the heart of things, for our purposes in this, as quickly or as effectively as this. So, this is a bit of a hack, again, for those of you looking for a shorthand way of figuring out who to date. Perhaps you've never given more than a moment's thought to that question, but I encourage you to. Any success you have in relationships depends on your doing so. This gets at the root of who you are and who they are. Do you see it? And if you're sitting there thinking, why are we talking about heady stuff like this, Gus? I thought this was supposed to be about dating. Remember, marriage is binding yourself to somebody. There is nothing casual about that reality. There is nothing simple about it. It is heady stuff. And it's why we must needs here talk about it. It's absolutely essential that we do so. Now, you can say, well, it's not that deep for me, Gus, and I don't want to bother with all the existential stuff. I just want to date. Listen, I just want to hold the hand of a pretty girl. I just want to be on the arm of a cute guy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine that if you're not looking for marriage. Okay? It's fine if you're not looking for marriage. It's fine if you don't want a fulfilling relationship that will comfort you the rest of your days. No one is forcing you to get married. You can list idly from one partner to the next for the next handful of years until your beauty fades, and then you can get a couple cats. You've got options. All I ask is that you be real about it. For your own sake and for the sake of those you might pursue. If they want marriage, then it's not fair for you to pretend otherwise. Don't waste their time. That's why, regardless of your present worldview, the God question that I put to you is unmatched. It's a shortcut to the truth about who you are, what you're about, and what you'll pursue with your life. Sound familiar? So before I move on here, let me just quickly summarize where we're at. You're currently listening to a talk on dating. What is dating? Dating is the process of continually putting oneself in proximity to another for the purpose of evaluating them. What are we evaluating? Whether or not this is the right person to lock arms with for the rest of your days. If
I work my whole life. I don't apologize to take care of my family. And I refuse
Madame?
to be a fool.
What?
Dancing on the string held by all those big shots.
Troublemaker. Like Trotsky. Cut from the same cloth, no doubt. I can't even see chat, but I can see alerts. I'm gonna start disabling alerts. Unbelievable. Sorry to distract you, Jim. Know exactly what you did, rabble rouser. Look at the rabble. They're all sorts of roused now. That includes me. Look how roused I am. Dating is the process of continually putting oneself in proximity to another for the purpose of evaluating them. What are we evaluating? Whether or not this, whomever is sitting across from you, whomever it is you're texting, whomever it is you're looking at, eyeballing over there, is the right person to lock arms with for the rest of your days. If you're not interested in locking arms with someone for the rest of your days, then you don't need a course on dating. Fair? You don't gotta take umbrage with a thing that I'm saying. This needn't be a sore spot. This needn't be a point of division. What I am here describing isn't for you. You, incidentally, are not looking for the lecture on dating. You're looking for the lecture on how to use people most efficiently for my own personal gratification. Or its sister course, how to most easily ditch this person when they stop being hot and fun. You don't have to get married and live happily ever after. It's your life. Do you? I'm just letting you know that while I appreciate your bandwidth and watch time, if that's you, I'll be of no use to you. I'll be of no use to you. There are lots of podcasts for guys and gals alike that will tell you how to get in bed with someone. I just want to be clear about what's on offer here. Nothing I teach in this course will help you achieve that in that way. This course is purposed with getting you to happily ever after. Not happy for 5 to 7 minutes on average and dying alone. Again, lots of other podcasts on that latter bit. So, for everyone who is interested in actual dating, what's dating again? What do we got for dating? Huh? Okay. The process of continually putting oneself in proximity to another. For what purpose? For the purpose of evaluating them. What are we evaluating? Whether or not this is the right person to lock arms with for the rest of forever. Okay. For anybody who's interested in that, let's get to it. The first C is cause. Y'all's lives need to be heading the same direction, as informed by what you think life is for. Why? For reasons I've discussed many times. Practicality. Practicality. I want you to picture something, okay? This is an illustration I've used a whole bunch of times, a whole bunch of ways. I want you to picture this. It's helped me out massively over the years in picturing what dating is, what relationships are. And I want you to see this for the practical illustration that it's intended to be for you, okay? You're standing in the dead middle of the country, okay? Whatever country you're in, you can use this illustration, okay? You're standing there in the middle of the country, and here's this person that you wish to be in relationship with, yeah, okay? So picture the twos of you handcuffed together, all right? Okay? You got a handcuff on one wrist, they got a handcuff on the other, all right? You're standing there in the dead middle of the country, okay? And you say, all right, cool, I have decided what's of value to me, what is purposeful in my life, what's worth my years, my most precious resource, my time, my energy, and all that stuff. It's gonna take me that way. Off we go. All right, and you go that way. And your compatriot here says, I've done a lot of thinking about it, and I am convinced that the best use of my time and my resources and my energy and all the rest of that, it's gonna point me in this direction. And so I'm just gonna aim my life that way, and I'm gonna get after it. And then you both take a step. Do you see it? This is why cause is first. Now, you've decided, after thinking about it, giving it some serious consideration, right? Your life is going to go that away. They've done the exact same thing, and they've decided that their life is going to go that away. You two shouldn't marry. I said this elsewhere. It doesn't matter how cute they are. It doesn't matter. This is what relationship is. You binding yourself to this person. And if your life is taking you that way, and their life is taking them that way, then one of a couple things will happen, okay? The stronger of you two, the stronger personality very often, will pull the other. They will dominate, okay? They'll drag the other one. Well, now you're in a tough spot, because one, you're not going to make good time. You're going to be very inefficient in your pursuits heading this a direction because of the dead weight that you are dragging behind you. But also, no one wants to be dragged. This relationship will not be a good one. This relationship will be a miserable one. It will hamstring your efforts and destroy theirs. The weaker possibility may compromise their beliefs and just, all right, well, I guess I'll go along to keep the peace. Why is there this peace that needs to be maintained? Why did you link up in the first place? Maybe you didn't consider these things. Maybe you didn't consider cause before linking lives. And another possibility is that neither gives way. Neither party gives way, and you both strain against one another. Both of your lives are stunted. All of your pursuits, the causes that you've decided are worthy of you, don't get pursued, and you two are just in deadlock here, tug-of-warring back and forth, resenting one another. Very often, in this case, divorce happens, because the strain of you two pulling in opposite directions is more than the marriage bond can bear, and you split. You divorce. You get a judge to come in and cut those handcuffs. And then you have all the fallout and all the misery and all the logistics nightmare to follow. And surprise, you are again stunted in your pursuits. Don't link arms with someone who has a different why than you. you need to have the same allegiances. To what? That's a good question. You should talk about it. Maybe not on date 1, but you gotta talk about it. The who to date, the who to link arms with. You need this figured out. Beyond that, you need to have similar levels of commitment and pacing, whatever that looks like, for your life's pursuits. Say you are going the same direction. One of you is super enthusiastic and the other one's just along for the ride. You'll end up dragging them too. You'll be slowed down and they'll be dead weight. You will resent one another. So, okay. Picture being cuffed together with this person. If you are pursuing the same thing, this isn't an issue. Now you two are side by side, and you're chasing after something, and you will go distances together. Much easier than you would go alone. This is not a bad illustration if you're on the same page. What does this look like practically? Let's go back to the question of what comes to mind when you hear the word God. Capital G, right? I'll use a more specific example here for the sake of practical illustration. Say you hear the word God and you shrug. You heard someone once say, religion is the opiate of the masses, and that sounds about right to you, so, for you, life is about maximizing happiness before you die, and after that comes nothing whatsoever. Okay? Nothing is of lasting value. There's no objective right or wrong, because there's no ultimate, say-so in that. It's all relative based on what makes you happy. Okay? Perhaps you've, out there listening right now, perhaps you've known someone like this. Perhaps you are someone like this. For our illustration, and so this point can't be missed, we'll take it a step further. Let's say this is you. Go along with me here, okay? Let's say this is you, and you're 18. You're on the doorstep of the rest of your life. And then you meet someone. They're cute as hell. And their body language, first of contact here, body language tells you they're pretty into you too. Okay, nice. So you strike up a conversation, right? A little bit of chit-chat, and you begin a little evaluating. But you quickly discover in talking to them that when they hear the word God, their response is more or less in line with a standard, roughly Protestant Christian worldview. Okay? You learn that they also just turned 18 and that they decided, based on this worldview of theirs, that their life's purpose involves moving from the States to some place in sub-Saharan Africa where they hope to build orphanages and serve those who live in extreme poverty in Jesus' name. Now what? Regardless of what it is you've decided to do with your life, okay? You're that form, okay? Maybe you've decided you're going to chase money, you're going to chase prestige or power, or maybe you just want to live the sort of bohemian life, okay? Do some non-specific wandering. I don't know. I think we can both agree that what you're not doing is committing your life to a deity you don't believe in order that you might advance causes that this deity bids you care about. Fair? So why on earth would you link arms, link lives with someone who is? Do you see it? It makes no sense whatsoever for you to join your life together with this person who's running the opposite direction as you. The great joy of marriage is that of grabbing the hand of someone with whom you align on life's biggest things, and then pursuing those things side by side with this person. That's the great joy of marriage. In the scenario I just described, that would be completely impossible. If you want to live the life of a hedonist nihilist, linking arms with someone who believes in and wants literally anything else is foolish as hell. You'd be sabotaging both of y'all's time, both of y'all's lives. And let me just say here as well, my concern is something I've heard from many of you over the years. Let's be honest, okay? Let's be real here. You look in the mirror, you look at your life, and you think, hey, just being straightforward here, I'm not really in a position to make demands, okay? I'm not exactly a catch. For whatever reasons, I'm not exactly a catch. If I say no to a possible relationship, to a potential relationship for any reason, I may not find another one. Beggars and choosers, right? Well, here's something I want you to recall from earlier in the course. Your value does not, it cannot, hinge on another person. We're all disappointments. And this prospect of yours, whomever they are, is no different. You might think very little of yourself. You might not think very much of yourself now. But linking arms with someone will not change that. This person will not complete you, no matter who they are, what they're like, or what they believe. Too many times I have listened to the sobs of those who married someone based on a wrong understanding of marriage, or because they thought, I won't be able to find better. And when the honeymoon high of validation that comes from this person chose me wears off, they find they have nothing substantive in common with this person. I want better for you. Don't settle. Don't sacrifice the rest of your life in exchange for what amounts to an expensive party and a couple weeks of novelty. But let me put to you another one that has come across my desk before. Say you're not the nihilist I described before, yeah? Okay. But the committed Christian. Okay, we'll switch those roles. You're the second one. You're the latter one, right? I have many times heard something to the effect of, well, whomever it is that they're dating, they're inquiring after, that they're checking into, that maybe, oh, we've been dating a little while. Oh, okay, well, they're not a Christian per se, but they're spiritual. They believe in some sort of higher power. Look, variety is the spice of life. Okay? Variety is the spice of life. You don't want to be a clone of this person, otherwise, again, one of you is redundant. Yeah? Right, you see it? You might be an introvert, that you're most comfortable with a blanket and a good book, while your partner might be a wild extrovert who comes alive most when throwing an annual Halloween party. Yeah? Okay. You prefer cold weather, they love summer. You could really go for some Thai food right now, and they'd prefer a burger and fries. Sweet. Fine, okay. That's cool. But when it comes to making the major decisions that will shape y'all's lives and alter your future forever, you don't want to be asking, what's the bare minimum we have to agree on? When it comes to the most critical questions in life, the kind brought about by, incidentally, you're answering the God question that I put to you earlier, yeah? Where did we come from? Why are we here? What's wrong with the world? How do we fix it? Can we fix it? Where's the timeline of history going? What happens after I die? You want to agree on as much as possible. Don't commit to forever with someone with whom you cannot converse about such things. Tommy Nelson put it more eloquently than me. The loneliness of being single will not be assuaged by loneliness in a king-sized bed, laying next to someone who cannot communicate with you about the biggest issues in life. I'm going to say that again. The loneliness of being single will not be assuaged by loneliness in a king-sized bed, laying next to someone who cannot communicate with you about the biggest issues in life. Cause. Convictions. Be on the same page. And don't entertain, as a matter of course, the bare minimum. Take this seriously. The second of the 3 C's, character. Character. The second thing you need to look for in a potential prospect for linking arms with is character. I've spoken about this many times in many contexts, but as a refresher, the original Greek here, our word character that we get that from, okay, is karasso, which means to etch. Okay, that's where that comes to this. The root here is to etch, to have etched into something, all right? In describing our character, we're detailing the ways that we have been shaped by our beliefs and actions, which, again, are informed by what we think about the big questions in life. When we're kids, we lack character because we haven't had the requisite time for life's etchings to leave a mark. Okay, that takes time. That takes repetition. Same goes for those who've done very little living. Life hasn't left an impression on you because you've avoided opportunities for it to do so. Ask any Marine if boot camp left a mark on them. Ask any Navy SEAL if BUDS training left a mark on them. Ask any parent if the initial 6 months with their first child left a mark on them. Ask any high-level athlete if the 4 a.m. training sessions, 6 days a week for years, left a mark on them. When we brush up against life, we feel it. When we continually brush up against life in the same ways over and over again, all those small, light impressions add up. And that leads me to my next point. During this period of evaluation, dating, don't just take at face value things they claim about themselves. Watch them. And not a couple times over a couple dates. You need to observe their life in as many varied circumstances as possible over a period of time. We'll talk about that more further in the series. Like I've already talked about, anyone can be charming for an hour. Anyone can wear a mask for an interview or a date. What you need to evaluate is whether or not it's for real. Do they compromise their morals when it's convenient? How about when things get tough? Do they lie to get ahead? Do you think they won't lie to you? Their integrity is key. They need to be the same person everywhere they go, rooted in something other than you. You don't want to be their source, because again, you can't be. When things are tough, you need to know that they have something stronger than you to anchor to. There's this story, many of you have probably heard of it, about a man named Dave Rover. Dave Rover. And I've told his story on stream before. Dave Rover. He fought in the Vietnam War. And in 1969, he went to throw a phosphorus grenade. Okay? And he was in the middle of gunfire. And one of those bullets coming from the enemy struck that phosphorus grenade that was in his hand. And it exploded in his hand. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Willie Pete, white phosphorus. It burns at thousands of degrees, okay? Chemical burn. It burns at thousands and thousands of degrees. And it exploded in his hand and got all over him. His face and body were so severely burned. Literally, when the first medics showed up to tend to him, still burning, because white phosphorus burns and burns and burns. It got all over him. So when they got to him, he was so severely burned and damaged, his body and face ruined, melted, okay, that the medics that got there first actually tagged him as KIA. Killed in action. Eventually, they decided that he was alive, he got evac'd out, and he went to the ICU in Japan, if memory serves, okay? While he was in the ICU in Japan recovering, they got him back, preserved his life. Life-saving surgery and all that, they kept him alive. And he's recovering there. Melted. Half of him melted. And he witnesses, in this hospital, another man in a bed in the same room. This man's wife came to see him. She took off her wedding ring, dropped it on his bed, and said, quote, "I can't be seen with you. You're an embarrassment." And she left him to die there. Dave, witnessing this, feared that his wife would do the same thing when she saw what had become of him. And he was so depressed at that thought. He had some notion of what he looked like and what had become of him. But when his wife, Brenda, got there, instead of that, she walked straight to him and at the lowest moment in his life, kissed his face and said, "I love you. Welcome home." Brenda remained by his side through 60-some surgeries in the years that followed. They were married for 53 years, right up to 2021 when she died. Marriage vows mean something, or at least they ought to. Gentlemen, you want a woman like Brenda. You want a woman whose faithfulness to you does not hinge on whether or not things are right now going well. They won't always be. You want a woman who will stand by your side regardless of whether or not your current ventures work out. Ladies, you want a man who will stay by your side regardless of life's season. The easiest example is one you've all heard. If you are able to, and y'all decide to have kids, ladies, your body will be changed. You want a man who has control over his sexuality now, before that day comes. You want the peace of knowing that through discipline, self-control, and developed, fought-for integrity, he only has eyes for you. That he won't go running off to someone or something else while your body's going through it. You know, going through the teeny-weeny little thing called the miracle of creating life. Character. Find someone who is, in theory, being carved, etched into, by the same things as you. And then evaluate them long enough and thoroughly enough to see whether or not the in theory matches their reality. Like we talked about before, Some people are really good liars. And they'll be able to fool you with stolen valor, with fraudulent character, over a handful of interactions. Yeah? But, given time and varied conditions, their true character will come to light. It cannot remain hidden forever. They will inevitably return to the well they always drink from, and you will learn then what's shaping them. Beyond the what, you'll also want to learn the why. Why do they go to that particular well? What's their motivation for sitting at the feet of that particular teacher? Out of all the things in life that they could choose to become more like, why this? What you want is someone who is being etched into by beautiful, meaningful things for beautiful, meaningful reasons. This is critical because, again, you cannot be their source. Their motivation for the continued development of their own character cannot be because you like when they do so and they want to continue reaping the benefits of the perks that you bring to the relationship. I know I'm continuing here to abuse this poor dead horse, but what happens when your circumstances change and you can no longer bring to the table what once you did? If their reason is you, then they will cease striving and growing just as soon as life's storms derail you. And no one can perform forever. We will each of us be brought low by different things in different seasons, but we will. You cannot be their source. Just like they can't be yours. We're humans. We're not capable of shouldering that. Don't saddle something like that. Don't saddle someone you purport to care about with the weight of that, with the weight of the impossible. Don't do it. It's not loving, it's abusive. When the day comes that you stand before a crowd of witnesses and this person holds your hands, looks you in your eyes, and promises to be faithful, you don't want to hope that they're being sincere. If you can be discerning and patient through this evaluation process, though, when that day comes, you won't have to hope. You will know. Second C is character. Our third C is chemistry. Finally, some of y'all are saying, I don't know, okay, yes, chemistry is important. Anyone who tells you otherwise is simply wrong, okay? Let's break this one down. Chemistry, in this context, is more than most people think, okay? We'll get to what most of y'all are thinking about, okay? But what chemistry means in context here, what chemistry means in that you're evaluating in another for, it involves compatibility across several domains, okay? The first of which goes back to what we've already covered. Do you see eye to eye with them on weightier life direction type things, okay? This might be called, then, orientational compatibility. Orientational compatibility. This might not be an issue, incidentally, on the first handful of dates. In fact, it likely won't be, but the how of navigating life's twists and turns and how one ought navigate those twists and turns can be a huge source of strife in relationships if y'all are incompatible here, okay? Specifically, this one's to do with what each of you believe informs best practices, okay? You get into a situation, what ought we do here? What informs your thinking in those moments? From where do you get your direction, your orders, your best practices? For instance, in the partnership between you both, what happens when you disagree? How do you decide how to proceed? If you disagree and you reach an impasse, but a decision needs to be made, who's the tiebreaker? Any of you who've been involved, incidentally, in any sort of business venture, any sort of business partnership, understand this problem perfectly well. Even if you are you're 50-50 partners, right? Or if you're a 50-50 ownership of a business, okay? One of you, in actual fact, in actual practice, needs to be the 51%, and the other is the 49%, okay? And that's because life must go on. Impasses must be broken, okay? You cannot just stall out infinitely at every single disagreement, okay? So in y'all's prospective relationship, y'all's prospective partnership, your prospective marriage, who's the 51 and who's the 49? Questions like these, or your answers to them, are most often informed, once again, by your world view. So, it's not an option to say, I don't have a worldview. Yes, you do. And it's influencing you whether you think it is or not. So, okay. Compatibility of orientation. What orients you for making decisions and judgment calls in the first place, okay? Next, there's logistical compatibility. People may not like me bringing this one up because it's quite, unsexy. Bit of a buzzkill here, okay? But whether or not you wanted to, compatibility here will have a huge and outsized impact on your relationship down the line, okay? Here's what I mean by logistical compatibility. Who's responsible for what in this prospective relationship? You guys are planning to link arms, you're gonna put a ring on it, okay? Who's responsible for what? What roles will each of you assume? Who's responsible for managing the finances of the household? If y'all can and decide to have kids, what's the child care breakdown look like? Is one of you going to be a stay-at-home parent? Is that something that either of you wants? How will you cry? Okay. Whose job is it to stay on top of home maintenance, repairs, vehicle maintenance and repairs? Who will handle shopping, meal prep, cleanup? How involved will y'all's families be in the day-to-day affairs of you two and your family if you start to grow one? Is it a, travel out of state to see them once a year for Christmas sort of deal? Or are you going to live across the street from them and become Everybody Loves Raymond? That may be a reference that many of you don't get, but some of you will get that. Again, these questions will have very little impact on either of you while you're still dating/evaluating, but they will have an impact should you choose to join your lives together in marriage. Okay? Joining y'all's lives together in marriage, this will come up. Unsexy, but it will come up. So while these aren't necessarily things to hash out on the first few dates, they do deserve serious consideration and agreement before y'all decide to put a ring on it. Next, social compatibility. This is the one that many of y'all think of when you hear chemistry, yeah? Simply put, do you enjoy being with them? Do you enjoy being with them? And despite how familiar this will be definitionally for y'all, it never ceases to amaze me how many couples have never given serious thought, have never seriously pondered this as it pertains to their relationship. You spot it in others, but you've never actually sat down and thought about this in your little relationship here, okay? You may still be in the honeymoon phase of, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually dating this person. Oh, they're so hot. They're so out of my league. Oh, like, okay. But sooner or later, that feeling will fade. No matter how hot they are, incidentally. No matter how hot they presently are. And you'll need to face this question. Sober-minded. Soberly, you'll need to face this. Most often I hear this from couples, incidentally, who jumped into bed together very early during evaluation and who haven't given thought to really much of anything outside of how much fun they're having together sexually. But if that's you, here's where I've got to be the bearer of bad news. Most of marriage isn't sex. Like chronologically, schedule-wise, time-wise, calendar-wise. How many minutes do you have in a day? The overwhelming majority of the time in your marriage will not be intercourse, okay? Most of marriage, it's just hanging out together. Eating meals, making the bed, driving places, going to social functions, watching a movie together, doing yard work, okay? And given that reality, maybe you ought to ask, do I like talking to this person? Do I like talking to them? Are they interesting? Have you asked that question? It's kind of an important one. Are they interesting? And this is another reason why best practices, incidentally, as a quick aside here, best practices demand that we not rush to sex during the evaluation phase. Sex blinds you to all sorts of things, and specifically, it superficially inflates your view of the relationship. It makes all of it seem much better than the reality may actually reflect. You've heard the term rose-colored glasses? Well, this is precisely what that's talking about. When your system is flooded with feel-good hormones, it makes clear, objective evaluation not just difficult, it makes it impossible. You cannot properly evaluate when you're drowning in dopamine and oxytocin. You cannot. No one can. It's not a skill issue, it's a hormone issue. So, a big part of the evaluation that dating is purposed with means finding out if you have chemistry here. If you're compatible in this way. Can you talk to them? Do you quickly run out of things to talk about because you have no overlapping interests? That's not great. Does what they want to talk about, does what they love to talk about, does that bore you? It's not great either. Remember, their looks will fade much faster than their personality. Okay, so it's going to be doing, their personality that is, it's going to be doing the heavy lifting for the rest of the relationship. Can their personality hold up under that prospect? Under that reality? Can this person's personality stand the test of time? It'll have to. You should ask whether or not it can. Not everything y'all do, incidentally, as another caveat here, asterisks, will be a perfect matchup. Okay, breathe. Not everything y'all do, not all of your interests, not all of this will be a perfect matchup. That's not possible, okay? Nor, incidentally, is it desirable. Because again, if you two are exactly the same, then one of you is redundant, okay? It's okay to have differences here. Spice of life and all that jazz, okay? Next, vocational compatibility. We're flying here, so I'm going to keep moving, okay? Vocational compatibility. One of you wants to work for Google in Silicon Valley or California, okay? And the other wants to live in Wyoming and raise buffalo. 200 head of them, okay? That might be a problem. And yes, incidentally, those are examples from real people that I know IRL, okay? Hang on. Okay, I digress. You want to work in international affairs. That mean living in hostile nations for a good chunk of the year or a good chunk of your life. Maybe frequent moves for all of that. Embassy deployment and all of... And they want to put down roots and have stable schooling for the kids. Those things are not the same. Here again, what you've decided life is for will be all important. Is this person chasing the same things as you? Do their goals look the same as your goals, or do they at least rhyme? Does their happily ever after resemble yours in any way? Does their win condition sound like your win condition? This is what winning looks like. Well, that's what winning looks like. You want to build up an investment portfolio by carefully trading and saving and be shrewd with all this stuff so you can build up this net worth. And they want to give away anything extra and then live on the bare minimum because they've got a heart to serve the underserved. That's going to cause some conflict. How much are each of you willing to bend here? How much are each of you willing or able to bend vocationally? If they're in the military, are you willing to live the lifestyle that comes along with their being in the military? Are you willing to be a military spouse? Yes, but you know, that's only because it's 6 to 8 years and they're gonna get out. They're doing they extend a little bit and then we're gonna get out. We're gonna move on with our life. Oh, but they want to make a career out of it and retire after 30 years in. Oh. Can you make your different missions in life make sense together? Can you both pursue the things that matter to you while handcuffed together? Don't forget this illustration. If logistically you can both pursue the things that you have decided are worthy of you, worthy of your life, worthy of your time, your talents, your treasure. If you can do those logistically in the same place, awesome. But if they have you living effectively different lives in different places, this is a very serious consideration. Issues related to this kind of compatibility are more likely to be incidentally talked about in early conversation while dating, because when we talk about ourselves, we often share about where we'd like to go, where we'd like to end up, where we are, where we're going, where we want to hope to end up, okay? So this will actually come up, okay? You ought not have to go too far out of your way to discover whether or not you've got good chemistry here in this sense, okay? Like that will come up, probably, in all likelihood. Some others a little more obscure. This one, kind of straightforward. But just remember, your pursuits need not be identical, but they do need to be compatible. Remember the handcuffs. Remember the handcuffs, okay? Remember the handcuffs. Whew, we're flying. And finally, physical compatibility. Yes, physical compatibility. All right. Physical compatibility, physical chemistry, yes. Okay. I won't dwell too long here, okay? This one's easy. Do you like looking at this person? Alright, does it make you happy to lay your eyes upon this person? Does it make you feel good to see them? Are they pretty to look at? Okay, it's fairly straightforward. Being physically attracted to the other is important, okay? There's no denying it. Like, having those, that matters. Anyone who says looks don't matter at all, okay, we're setting aside people who can't see, okay? Anyone who says looks don't matter, they're missing something important in romantic relationships here. Looks do matter. They do matter, okay? To be clear, though, there's a reason that I have it at the very end of this list. Physical appearance, one's looks, and therefore physical attraction, your physicality, that fades. And, as we already talked about, it's the first thing to fade. So, while it is absolutely an important factor, it cannot be the chief factor. Your physical looks cannot be the cornerstone of a healthy, lasting marriage. Okay? They're an important part, but they're not robust enough. Looks, physicality, it's not robust enough to build the relationship on. Okay? It is an inferior, an impoverished foundation. It ain't good enough. It ain't sufficient. Okay? For simple illustration on this, really easy, ladies. Which would you rather have? A 10? Oh my God. Who's violent with anger problems? Or a 7 that you feel completely safe around? I rest my case. Do not attempt to build a house on the sand of physical attraction. You may not regret doing so in year 1 or even in year 5, year 10, okay? But you will regret it long term. The relationship needs to be founded on sturdier stuff. The sturdier stuff that we've talked about leading up to it. So to recap for chemistry, orientational compatibility, logistical compatibility, social compatibility, vocational compatibility, and physical compatibility. Who you are looking to date. The 3 C's. Cause, you need to be chasing the same things. You need to be aligned on life's biggest issues, because they will inform all else. Character, and this does need to be tested, can't take their word for it. You actually need to see who they are around people to whom they do not have, say, sexual attraction. You need to see who they are during the high moments, during the low moments, to those who are popular and to those who are unpopular. You need to see what is real about them, what will last, that carasso, what is etched into them. Cause, character, and chemistry. Compatibility. The orientational kind, what informs how you proceed in life. Worldview questions. Logistics compatibility, okay? Do your lives even fit together as puzzle pieces? Social compatibility. Do you like being around them? Are they interesting? Can you talk to them? Because most of life isn't sex. Vocational compatibility. Again, are your lives mission sets compatible at all? And physical compatibility. Yes. Do you like looking at them? And they you. That's who to date. You're talking about a unicorn, Gus. It sounds awfully great. In a perfect world, Gus. Great, awesome. You said last time that we weren't in some sort of simulation where you get to pick and choose this mechanical But Gus, what is that list? What you're talking about? This is fiction. You said, yeah, it's all great and fine for you if you're a fiction writer, but not for real life. What is this then, Gus? What is this list? What the you're talking about? It doesn't exist. The unicorn. Here's a story I heard once. It's pretty fun. You're traveling, all right? You're traveling, place you've never been before, and you travel to Montana. Wild West out there, okay? Up in the north there, trees and mosquitoes as big as your hand. Moose, I think, right? You're out there, Montana, all right? And you travel, and you've always wanted to go. You get to Montana, and you're like, wow, this is really something. Okay, you're there with maybe some friends who brought you, who are hosting you, and you're enjoying the time out there, and you're looking at the stuff, and you're just sitting up on top of this beautiful peak, looking out over this incredible vista, and you're just like, God bless America. Look at this. This is something. But your friends turn to you and go, what? What do you? You're like, I don't know. But what is it? And you say, where are the kangaroos? Where are they? We've been on hikes, we've been on days, we've driven all these miles of beautiful trees, and I got to see some moose, and there was a bear, and we saw some elk, and it's incredible. The mosquitoes as big as your hand, it's great. But where are the kangaroos? I just wanted to see a kangaroo. I was all ready. Where are the kangaroos? The prospective partners that I've described aren't unicorns. They're kangaroos. You're not finding any because you're looking for them in Montana, or Kansas, or Texas, or Wyoming, Washington State. They're not unicorns. They're kangaroos. If you are finding it impossible in your searching, in your travels, in your looking high and low for this partner, this type of person, perhaps you've been striking out, okay? You've been finding no luck, turning up empty here. Perhaps you're looking in the wrong places. Look, if you want to find kangaroos, you gotta go to where the kangaroos are. You gotta go to Aussie-land. If you're looking for a solid prospect who's got some of this stuff figured out, they've got some things together, and they're gonna be a good fit for what all I described, maybe you need to look in some different places. You need to go where that caliber of human can be found. Do you see it? That might mean leaving your old haunts. Because let me tell you, if you're looking for this in the club, you might not find it there. If you're looking for this at the bar, you might not find it there either. What I have described is not impossible. I found it. In an unlikely place indeed. It was at a Starbucks. But incidentally, when I first met her, Hot Bride did not fit this description. We were not aligned on some things. We were not compatible in a bunch of different ways, which is why we did not link arms right away. We only decided to continue to begin, truly, a more thorough evaluation process of one another as prospects once we were aligned on some of the bigger things. Cause, character, chemistry. This is the who. Next time, we'll get to what most of you have been waiting for, the how. Next, we'll get into how to date. practical logistics, how the heck we actually do the thing. What to do, what not to do, best practices, worst practices, the actual brass tacks, rubber meets the road, the thing you've all been clamoring for. And I will reiterate then, as I will here now, none of those tools, none of that understanding will matter unless you have taken seriously what has preceded it, including our material here tonight. The tools will not be helpful in the hands of somebody who lacks wisdom. So I thank you for all of you who are here and have taken this seriously, and who have put up with how long-winded I've been in this and how long it took me to get into the material here tonight. I am grateful again, it bears repeating, to spend as much time as I get to in the company of such as yourselves. It's a remarkable thing that you would choose difficulty of your own volition. It is a remarkable thing that you would forfeit what all else you could be getting up to here on a Friday night. It says a great deal about you, the caliber of human who would choose such a thing. And I count myself fortunate indeed to do this alongside you. I hope I have been able to serve you in some ways well here tonight. I hope to continue to in the future. If I have been of value, if I have been of some manner, a modicum of value add to your life, I ask that you consider following on Rumble, follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. I do not have enough unique chatters on Rumble for the month of July at this point. And so, if I haven't earned my place on the internet, if I am not creating something of value, if I don't warrant a place here, I will accept that. The market will have spoken, the internet will have spoken, and I will step back from this project. But if you think that this is something that perhaps ought to have a future here, I'd be grateful if you would consider saying something in Rumble chat. We need to get to 75 average viewers. Or not 75 average viewers. We need to get to 75 unique chatters. 75 unique chatters, just in the month of July. You just gotta say one thing, and that counts for the entire month. So if you haven't said anything in Rumble chat, I'd be grateful if you would. I won't even get to see chat tonight, but I'd be grateful if you would do that thing. I'll see it in the metrics. Big thanks to everybody who sacrifices financially to make this happen. To Trotsky and CG for gifting subs tonight. That is humbling indeed. To all of you who support through Rumble, through Coffee, through Patreon, thank you. I say it all the time, and I hope we don't stop hearing it because of how often I say it, but any good that comes from this project can be traced right back to the feet of you guys who support this. Because without it, this all goes away, and I go back to a different life. So I can earn an income, of course, to support my family. So, thank you. Means an awful heck of a lot. Join the Mafia Community Discord if you haven't. Get plugged in. Join that thing. And then, mark your calendars. August 7th and 8th are the next Festa. The Cosa Nostra Festa. 7th and 8th. 2 all-day block parties that are going to be taking place in the Mafia Community Discord. Digital block parties.
My whole life, I don't apologize to take care of my family. And I refuse to be a fool. Dancing on the string held by all those big shots.
Thank you, Commodore. Appreciate you. Glad you got a sub. 2 all-day digital block parties, y'all. In the Discord. Come and go as you please. Some people will be there for a few minutes. Some people will be there for a few hours. Some of you will be there non-stop for 2 days straight. I'll be there for every waking minute that I'm not streaming. I'll be there. I'll be doing it alongside you guys. And I'm very much looking forward to putting faces to the names of those with whom I've not yet been able to meet. Some of you proper that I've only seen at a distance, you know. This is where community begins. Small, low stakes, no barrier to entry. It's free. No invitation required. You don't need RSVP. Just show up. I'll get to enjoy some cigars with you guys, the few cigars that I have left, hanging out on the patio. So I hope you guys will be there 7th and 8th all day. Come and go as you wish, as you will. Hope to see you for that. And soon, here in the next week, you should have information for signups for the fall CNRs, the Cosa Nostra Rendezvous. These are our smaller group get-togethers that we do once a week here in, again, smaller sort of groups. And we get to process about life and sharpen our skills for humaning this thing. In my estimation, it's how we save the world. If you want to know more about that, you can see the video that we started about it at the very beginning of the year. You just punch in ! Save the world. That's not hyperbole. This is how we do it. And if you're interested in getting plugged into that, I cannot more strongly encourage you to give that video a watch. Hopefully it'll answer whatever questions you might have. And if you've got more, anybody with the role in the Mafia Consulente, these are the folks who can point you in the right direction. Or if you want to ask more about it, and I can answer your questions directly, or any of us can, come to the Festa. Come to the Cosa Nostra Festa on the 7th and 8th. Whatever questions you've got, whatever concerns, comments, concerns, criticisms, heckling, bring them there. Let's hash it out, baby. Let's get after it. Let's save the world. You and me, baby. Can't do it without you. I'm just a man. Just some guy. Some guy with a tie. And I very much hope to have, again, served you well tonight. I'm grateful for you, for your time, your consideration, your being a part of this thing. And I hope that wherever you head off to after this, that the time zones are kind to you. I hope also that I get to see you tomorrow for some of the silliness. I am fond of it, the silliness. Tomorrow in the morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time. What will we get up to? Will I make any progress in Doom tomorrow night in playing that thing? What will we get up to with the Just Chatting tomorrow? What will happen in Ark? Will I actually get Cantina Legend this week and get to show it to you guys on Tuesday? Come and see. Come and see.
I work my whole life. I don't apologize to take care of my family. And I refuse to be a fool. Dancing on the string held by all those big shots.
Thank you, Hale. Thank you for saying something. Again, glad you picked up a sub. Come and see, gang. Come and see what we get up to. And as ever, I will strive to see that it's a decision that you don't regret. In the meantime, I wish for you each marvelous evenings, mornings, wherever you be. And I will see you on the other side.